from South Africa.
Hello, Ivan. How are you?
Hi. Well, yourself, Professor Ramesh.
Very good.
Yeah.
Bhaji Ram Ram.
Welcome to Dr. Ivan Niranjan.
Thank you. Thank you very much, coordinator. Your name is?
Professor Raghu.
Professor
Raghu.
Raghu. Oh, okay.
Raghu.
not Rahul Gandhi.
Okay.
Even
Yes.
although Dr. Pulist is more, better expert than me on these Hinduism scriptures, but I can, so he will add if I'm missing something. But Raghu is a, very prominent name in the sense that you may be knowing Lord Ram,
Yes. Sir.
Rama.
Yeah.
So Raghu is considered to be the forefather of the generations of Suryavanshi. Means we believe that our most of the the gods and the kings, etc., they have been considered them as the lineage either from the sun god. So
Okay.
they call them as Suryavanshi, means those who have been the in a way the
Okay.
descendants of sun or moon. So either it is sun, very powerful, or moon, like that. So Raghu, it is believed that means there were ancestors of Raghu also, Raghu, but it is said that there is a very famous couplet. I think Pulisji, couplet is the right word. And that Raghukul Reet Sada Chali Aayi, Pran Jai Par Vachan Na Jai. In English, it is said that it all started with Raghu. That means I will honor my word, even I have to, sacrifice my life. So the value of what you promise to be has to be fulfilled. So he is that fellow.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. So you deliver.
Now you can imagine his age. It means he is thousands of years old. He transforms himself in after every 10 years. So he keeps on. So this is now third decade of 21st century. This is his avatar now, and after next when it will start the fourth century, then he will look little different.
And our country has the world's oldest and largest education system, sir, I believe.
Okay. Sure.
India.
That's excellent. Yeah. Yeah. No, that's where it all started. The education systems and.
Yeah.
And a very strong history as well. A very long history.
Yes. Yes.
So please, sir. Please.
Dr. Douglas is joining, or he's still busy with exam?
Yes, sir. Yesterday, reports reveals that about 56 students attacked with corona in our college. Now outside the campus, the tests are going on. All the examinations are rescheduled. and we are asked to take for corona test now.
Yeah, it is the right step to do that.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So all the faculty are engaged with that.
Yeah, that is very scary. It is returning back, means already there are some states which are under second wave of lockdown.
Yeah.
So
And this second wave is intensive also. It is, I think, pace
Hmm.
is quite high than the earlier phase.
yes,
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
Unable to predict its intensity, its development, and its everything is unpredictable.
And I think
Yeah.
probably people have learned how to coexist with it. That's why they are not so serious about it now. So many gatherings are there. Public places have opened. People are gathering like
Yeah,
anything.
yeah.
There is no social distancing being maintained at those gathering places. So probably these are
Yeah.
the reasons, because all transport means everything is open now. Metro, railway, and the buses. In buses also, we can see the crowd, and there would be no social distancing as such. The same thing happens
Yes,
in
sir.
metro also. And though they have marked the seats, means in between, one seat would be marked "Don't sit." So, but people make use of that seat also, and it's nowadays quite crowdy. Again, metros have become crowdy.
yeah.
Yes.
I saw it myself few days ago. Means now I'm not going, but I think around 3 weeks ago, when I was sitting, I prefer to select that corner seat in which only two can sit. But in the middle, where the seven-seater is there, I saw a person came and just sat when that seat was not to be sat upon that, and he was very, bold in doing that. That I'll sit, nobody can stop me. And the other people, they were just, didn't want to fight. So, Professor Raghu, I think let us start.
Yes, sir. Yes,
The
sir.
people.
Yes.
Okay, very good. Good afternoon, can you ask Chaitanya ji to start the recording if he's there?
Suresh and Chaitanya, record the session.
Actually, in Zoom, there is a setting, they can do it so that it is not, to be done manually every time. That whenever the session starts, recording starts automatically. That can be done.
Automatically.
Yeah. So means it goes into when the session is created, there you can have that setting. So automatically it will be recorded and saved at a designated place, either in the cloud or in the local disk. Friends, good afternoon, everyone. And let us begin with another exciting day of our faculty development program. Just for the information of Dr. Ivan first, I'll tell that it is a 21st day faculty development program for university level professors. And the focus is on improving teaching learning using technology tools. It started on 11th of March. The last session will be on 31st of March. And our colleagues, they are the faculty members in various universities across India, teaching different disciplines. So this is about our participants. Friends, Professor Ivan is, his full name is Ivan Niranjan. You can identify that there is an Indian touch to his name, because he is quite fortunate to have lived and visited, seen those places where father of our nation, Mahatma Gandhi, was there in the same place. And perhaps I may request him to share his experience about Mahatma Gandhi days, because what we know is all what we have read into the books or seen on the social media or on the internet. and everything which is on internet may not be true. So
True.
there may be few things. So you may be aware of the real things, that how is his place and what were the stories of that. So friends, he teaches occupational health and safety. That is very important area. So if somebody wants to interact with him on this field of occupational health and safety, I know that I don't know whether today our colleague is present or not, but I think someone was working on an online course creating about online means a course on occupational stress. So this is a good opportunity for you to interact with Professor Evan. He teaches at the Durban University of Technology in South Africa. He has previously worked for the government regulator enforcing legislation on occupational health and safety. And his teaching philosophy is underpinned in constructivism, linked to technology, where students develop their own knowledge in occupational health and safety by experiencing first-hand visits to the mines, to the power stations, motor industries, arms manufacturers, transport industries, chemical industries. You see, so that gives you the opportunity to have the first-hand experience. These are very sensitive. In chemical industries, the arms manufacturing things, transport industries, power stations, mines. Really, these are the places where the hazards, they can happen anytime. And lectures in the classes are applied to industrial visits, thereby engaging the students in the real-time settings. So today also he is going to share his knowledge with us on these important aspects of how these things they can be taken care of. So this is Professor Evan. And friends, I'm very happy to have and introduce and welcome my very, very great friend, a longtime friend, Dr. S.K. Pulist. Dr. S.K. Pulist is a very senior a faculty member at Indira Gandhi National Open University. He is the director, and he has the good fortune of working. Means I was also IGNOU, but he has been serving there much longer than me. So his experience in ODL is much better and higher than my own knowledge. He has the good fortune of working in various divisions, like Regional Services Division, which is the biggest division of the university there. Then Student Registration Division, Student Evaluation Division, Material Production and Distribution Division, like that. And in addition to that, he had got the opportunity to work at Distance Education Council. And you may be knowing that the Distance Education Council, nowadays it is with the as a DEB, perhaps a Distance Education Bureau with the University Grants Commission. But till when, even then, he worked with UGC through the DEB, and he provided his expertise to the institutions in India on the quality assurance matters, how to establish a distance education system, what should be followed for its regularization, launching of the courses, and like that. So you can see that he has a deep understanding and expertise on these areas. In addition to that, you may like to congratulate him. Very recently, his one of the publications has been published in an IEEE journal. And you may be knowing that IEEE journals are very, very prestigious publications. He has been publishing for a long time. He is a good researcher of highest standing. His publications have been published by international organizations like Commonwealth of Learning, and he has been providing his consultancy services to the organizations in the areas of open educational resources, e-learning. He has got published some books also on this theme. So with this brief introduction, Dr. Pulist, I thank you and I welcome you to be with us. So,
thank you, Professor Sharma. Thank you.
Yeah, you are welcome. And now may I request Evan to share his screen and begin. And after that, Dr. Pulis will continue with the topic of today. Over to you, Evan, or maybe Professor Raghu if he wants to add something. Okay, Evan, please go ahead.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Are you able to share your screen?
I'm doing that now.
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay, very good afternoon to colleagues. Thank you for this opportunity, Professor Ramesh Sharma. I really appreciate the opportunity and thanks for that wonderful introduction. And as you were speaking, Professor Sharma, you know, as you mentioned that I go to the various industries in South Africa, you know, the mining industries and so forth. I also do a lot of case studies with my students as well. And one of the case studies that I frequently talk to them about is based in India, and it happened some years back now, the Bhopal disaster involving Union Carbide, where about, I think, approximately about 16,000 people lost their lives, unfortunately, through the gas up there. And hopefully at some stage I can get a chance to come and visit you and maybe visit that site of there. But it's I often talk to the students, and as you say, it'd be nice to actually see it. And thanks also the Dr. Of course, Prime Minister Mohandas Gandhi spent many years here in Durban, over 21 years before coming over to India. And so I will definitely look at giving you a hands-on explanation, maybe in a couple of weeks' time, on his part that he took, and maybe just to go to the different places that he had actually visited. But having said that about Bhopal disaster, we in South Africa as well, we have also experienced a couple of disasters, but not to the magnitude of the ones that happened in India, but also involving industrial disasters like talc chemicals, serious mercury poisoning, and manganese toxicity as well, that involved asmang manganese. But that's just a little bit of my background. Our topic for this morning, this afternoon, is the paradigm shift to online education in South Africa. And I basically am employed at the Durban University of Technology. And at the Durban University of Technology, it was basically formed by the merger of two technicons. It was a merger of the ML Sultan Technicon, and the ML Sultan Technicon was basically a predominantly Indian operator, managed Technicon. It was basically ML Sultan was a philanthropist here in Durban, and he actually donated this piece of land and put up these buildings, mainly for the indentured labor up here in Durban, because this is where the labor that had come from India had basically been brought here to work in the sugar plantations in KwaZulu-Natal. So that was in the 1820s when they had actually come from India. So we are now basically up to about our fifth generation, I think, of Indians living here in South Africa. And in KwaZulu-Natal, we basically have almost about 1 million Indians living in KwaZulu-Natal. I believe that may be the largest population of Indians living outside of India, but I stand to be corrected with that. And among the Indians have basically worked, they've moved on from working in the indentured labor in the sugar plantations, and they now occupy some very senior positions throughout the spectrum of industry. So this was a merger of the ML Sultan Technicon, which was predominantly an Indian Technicon, and it merged with the Technicon Natal, which was basically a predominantly white institution. And all that separated these two institutions was a wire fence. And when we had democracy in 1995, then the move was to remove those fences. And by 2003, the fences were removed, and we will then form the Durban Institute of Technology at that stage. And just to give you a background, at that stage, when when these two technicons or technical colleges that you may refer to it as, it was predominantly a hands-on type of setup where artisans, where people basically received hands-on training, in-person training. Subsequent to the formation of the Durban Institute of Technology, the university, the institution then got full what you call a capacity, and was now eventually made the Durban University of Technology. So we became a fully fledged university around 2008 or so, where we're now a fully comprehensive academic university. So that it just gives you a bit of background that we had started off as a technical college, and we are now moved on into a comprehensive university. And I will probably come back to this in the next slide, why I'm actually also going delving into the background of this, that we are predominantly an institution with the hands-on expertise as such. And our staff complement of here is approximately about 1,500 staff members we have. That's permanent employees. And we probably have about the same number, about 1,500 of part-time or contract staff that are also working at the university. The university population has basically increased. We have, I think, at the stage we had started off, we probably had about 20,000 students, and now we are basically moving on to about 35,000 students, and across 7 different campuses in KwaZulu-Natal. And our campuses are predominantly in Durban, but we are outside of Durban. We have 2 campuses in Pietermaritzburg, and those of you that are familiar with reading about Prime Minister Mohandas Gandhi's case, if you remember reading up on it, it was in Pietermaritzburg that Prime Minister Gandhi was thrown off the train. So at that area, we have 2 campuses there, the Riverside campus and the Indomiso campuses that are basically based in, it's about 100 kilometers from Durban that we have those campuses. Just giving you an idea, in terms of our university, we were predominantly, prior to the pandemic, our main mode of teaching was basically contact teaching, working from textbooks, working from manuals, working from documents and so forth. And our assessments were predominantly written tests and examinations, where students basically had to sit and write tests, and basically it was a closed book type of setup, and practical sessions were basically oral session, could be oral or written assessments that was predominantly done. But essentially, most of our teaching was contact, as I mentioned, contact practicals, industrial visits, and that is an important thing. Students get a very good field, particularly when we take them out to the mines. We generally take them out to the platinum mines, the coal mines, and we take them down to about 2 kilometers underground, and basically let them experience some of the hazards in terms of occupational health and safety firsthand, as opposed to reading from books and so forth. So they basically get firsthand, they were getting firsthand experiences in these industrial visits, in our field trips and so forth. But since the pandemic, all these visits, the industrial visits that we had to stop all those visits because the mines became a hotspot for COVID-19. And I was just listening to your conversation when we started off, where you, I can't remember, I think Professor Raghu and mentioned that there was a outbreak of 56 students of COVID-19, and in the mining sector, this particular area, they are in very close contact with each other. And we have approximately about close on to about 500,000 miners that work in South Africa. Predominantly, they are from our neighboring countries, but by the nature of their work, they come into very close contact with each other. And we had many outbreaks of COVID-19 in the mines, and many fatalities as well as a result of the pandemic. So because of that, the visits to those areas was a no-go even up to now, because of the risk that is attached to that to those areas. So straight away, in terms of our lecturing, we were not able to now go out and actually show the students what we tried to substitute with those type of situations by showing them videos, photographs, and footages of previous visits, just for students and new students to get an idea of what they'll be experiencing when they're in the working environment. But obviously this is not the same as actually going there physically in person in those areas as such. So so we had to now change our mode of lecturing, or mode of delivery as well. And we had basically, in terms of changing that, we now had to move onto our learning management system. And I'm not sure whether it's fortunate or unfortunate, but in January of 2020, our university decided to change our learning management system. We were, prior to that, for the previous 20 years or 15, at least 15 years, we were 10 to 15 years, we were using Blackboard. But in January of 2020, 1st of January, our Blackboard license was not renewed, and we then changed to Moodle. And so staff predominantly were quite afraid with the Blackboard, and now they had to learn a new learning management system, learn Moodle as such. And when the pandemic hit in March as well, staff as well as students were still not fully trained in the new learning management system. So that also created quite a challenge for our both students and staff in this at that early stage when the pandemic hit in March 2020. And prior to that, prior to the pandemic, approximately about 30% of our modules, our coursework, was online, and we were basically at a stage of phasing it in. At that stage, it was basically an incremental phasing in process. But when the pandemic hit in March 2020, that incremental process was changed to 100% online learning, and it was full contact. So there was very little contact sessions thereafter. We basically used the blended approach, where students would basically receive their lectures online, and our main medium for presenting online was using MS Teams, Microsoft Teams. And what we soon realized that with using Microsoft Teams, it took up a lot of data, and students were provisioned or provided with data, and quite often before the end of the, they would be provided with data for at least a month, and long before the month could end, sometimes the data was completed, or they had. In South Africa, we have a situation with data where they have like about 40 gigs of data during the day, and then they have what is called night shifts. Perhaps you may have it there in India as well. And between midnight and 5 a.m., you have another 40 gigs. So students, what they were doing, if they were using up their daytime data, they had to then stay up till 12 o'clock midnight, and then use their nighttime data to basically get access to recordings and so forth. And we soon realized that using MS Teams as well was basically absorbing and taking up a lot of data in that process. We did have limited amount of practical sessions, particularly in the health sciences, the Faculty of Health Sciences, where I am based, and there has the pandemic progressed at different stages when we came down to different levels, in terms of infection rates and so forth, and we were gradually allowed for a certain limited extent to come into campus as such. So in terms of our challenges, with the online mode, we had, as we mentioned, a lack of training of both students and staff. Students and both staff as well. Our infrastructure here in South Africa is still developing, and particularly with regard to internet and connectivity, fiber, and so forth. We are still developing that at this stage, and students in outlying areas, in rural areas of South Africa, had major connectivity problems, and that was a big challenge for them. So they were provided with data in some instances, but they were unable to access it because of lack of connectivity in those areas. The other factor in South Africa is that we have very high cost of data and the provisioning of data. There were some studies that were done in this particular area, and I believe that in South Africa, there's just 3 large companies that basically provide the data and cell phone and networks, and to a large extent, they actually control the monopoly of the data, and as a result, the cost, they also control the cost of it, and government is now looking at how they can basically reduce the cost of this, and they are basically engaging with these service providers to basically bring the cost down, particularly for university students, for not only for university students, but also for school-going students as well, because it's actually to a certain extent excluding them from the from getting an education. The other challenges that we also had up here, and we're still having this problem, is the lack of the devices, particularly your tablets, your laptops, your desktops, and so forth for students to use at their homes when they are working remotely. And coupled to this, during last year and up till this year as well, we have what is called load shedding up here, where our infrastructure in terms of our electricity supply is shut down for periods of about 2 to 4 hours. And that actually creates serious problems when you're doing lectures or assessments, and you give a time frame. You can set a test or exam paper for 3 hours, but in that area where the student is, there is load shedding for that area. That means the student does not have electricity, nor do they have internet connectivity. So quite often, then what happens, and the way this load shedding works, it works in a staggered manner. So each area basically then it is on a rotational basis for about 2 hours. They have what is called different zones. So in a 24-hour cycle, it basically rotates, and sometimes it can affect an area for long periods of time, anything from 6 to 24 hours. So that also affects your assessment and your timekeeping as well. And part of our government's motto, what they had basically said last year, was that no student will be left behind. And so as a lecturer, as an academic, we had to make sure the students were not excluded or they were not penalized because of things beyond their control, such as devices, such as data, such as load shedding and so forth. So essentially, if to a large extent, if they had problems that they didn't pass the first time, we had to then make provisions to re-examine them. And as a result of that, we generally had, in the first half of 2020, we had students, at least at our university, at the Durban University, predominantly most of the courses had close to 100% pass rate, which is not, it's not a true reflection. I mean, we are all academics up here and we are all at the various universities, you will always have a standard distribution. You'll always have the outliers and on both sides, the 5% on either side. You'll seldom get a situation where you'll get 100% pass rate as such, but because of these types of situations, we're basically experiencing those types of things. So the other thing is that lecturers were still used to in the previous setup where they were sitting tests and exams in a closed book setup, they were now sitting those same exam papers and test papers online. So students now were doing this online, and they now had access to other facilities like your telephone, your WhatsApp, and so forth. They could then share information and share answers and so forth. And as a result, I mean, in fact, it was very difficult to find a student failing a module, because at the end of it, almost everyone had passed those type of things. So the pass rates were quite, you know, I mean, I would say to a certain extent it was skewed, you know, the way the setup was. In the second half of the year, we basically then reintroduced the exams, and the very same students that we had 100% pass rate. Suddenly we've seen a drop in their pass rate, and their pass rates dropped by at least about 20 to 30%. That we had suddenly had failures coming in that particular setup. So in terms of online assessments, we need to basically improve that, and if we can learn from you as well, how to actually do that, because you know, India is a leader in this area, and also in terms of lecturers becoming more familiar with Moodle assessments, you know, some of the features and some of the available methods that are on this learning management system, they need to become more familiar with it. You know, the quizzes, the tests, and so forth, and basically learn how to use it better and more effectively in the future. I believe there's availability. I stand to be corrected. I'm not an expert in this particular area, but I believe there is software available called proctoring software to make assessments more authentic. And I need to actually learn more about that. If you have information in this area, we would really appreciate it if you could share it with us, because I believe that is one way that we could also then make our assessments more valid and reliable. Application type of questions that we will be looking at that are required, such as case studies, simulation, video clips, and so forth. So typically, if we had to do video clips, you know, disasters or mines or factories that we basically, and we could then basically then put it online and put it onto our Moodle classrooms, and students could then look at that and basically learn from that, those type of setup. Also using technology for in terms of modeling and so forth, where students can then have simulation, the type of factories, you know, online type of simulation. We also need to look at software, if there's available software to randomize questions and to basically ensure that at the end of the day that students are learning the core materials. They're not basically just learning answers to questions. They're understanding the content and are able to apply that to the working environment. Thank you very much. Can take any questions.
Okay, Ivan, thank you so much. This is very nice to hear that what is being done at your place, and these are some of the good practices which I believe that others can also follow. You know, there are some good examples which can be taken from your your institution. So thank you again, and we look forward to your presence with us in future programs also. Okay.
No, we appreciate that. Thanks. And we also look forward to be part of you.
Yeah, and very soon we are going to have our sessions on Moodle. You are welcome to tell your faculty members to join us on means now we have tomorrow also on online assessment. Dr. Pulist will continue, and after that we are having 3 more days. So 4 days or further left for this program, and feel free, the Zoom link will remain the same. Okay, so your faculty can join us, and definitely they will learn something from it.
Okay,
Okay. Then
Yes, like Dr. Ivan was mentioning about some limitations of conducting examinations online. So in India also there are certain issues which were faced by the universities while conducting online examinations, or maybe even open book examinations. For example, Delhi University conducted the open book examination, and even at the time of the trial, so their server could not manage the load and hits at that particular point of time, and in place of 3 hours, the university had to give 1 hour extra to the students for uploading their means scripts. Those scripts were written in hand, sitting at their own place, and then those were supposed to be scanned and then converted into PDF format and then uploaded on the website of the university. So it took a lot of time, and it was a quite hectic activity. I think these issues were everywhere, I think in India also, like South Africa. And Dr. Evan also mentioned about the proctored examination. I think they are using the online LMS, which is Moodle. I think Moodle is very sophisticated and comprehensive learning management system. And 3.8 and 3.9 versions of the Moodle, they already have safe examination browser also. And I think many of the requirements can be met by that browser. I think complete control would be available with the coordinator of the examination. And I think it is a good idea to use safe exam browser for conducting online examinations with the help of Moodle.
Okay, thank you.
So now,
yes, that's a really a good advice, and
yes,
Moodle is very powerful, definitely. So
yes,
those things they can be done.
yes.
Okay, Dr.
Thank you.
Pulis, thank you so much. And now may I request you to please go ahead.
Yeah,
And
thank you, Professor Sharma, and I welcome all the participants. But you are engaged with this faculty development program for so many days, and probably I think you must be on your foot and toes to grasp all the theoretical aspects of the different sessions, because different experts, they come and discuss their specialties with you. And theoretical aspects also has come in such a way that it might be quite voluminous data which would have been comprehended by you. So today, instead of going to theoretical aspects of evaluation, I would like to discuss some of the nice features of Edmodo. Edmodo as such has a very good applicability for assessment of these online quizzes and assignments also. And it can be considered at times a simple version of a learning management system, not sophisticated like Moodle. So I would like to start Edmodo, and we will share our experiences on that. So I would like to share my screen. So here I'll start as if I don't have any account with Edmodo, and I need to create an account on Edmodo. So let us go to Google web browser. Any web browser you're using, that would suffice for this, and we will make a search for the keyword Edmodo. So now here is the link for Edmodo. We will click it. Then this is the first screen, home page. Here, because we don't have an account in Edmodo, so we would like to go for sign up. So once we click the sign up, it gives facility for creation of accounts at 3 levels. One is teacher account, another is student account. And here, because this system caters to the requirement of the students and teachers at school level also, therefore parental account facility also is provided by the system. So here, because we are already dealing with higher education classes, so we need not go for creation of parent accounts. We will simply do with teacher account and student account. While we are working as a teacher, we will be creating a teacher account, and the link of our class will be given to the students, and those students can create their own account on Edmodo to access the class. So this is how it will go. So while creating the teacher account, I'll click, it will ask for the location, and we will add the location. And once we add the location, it will ask some preliminary information for creation of the account. Now here, 2-3 options are there. We can create our account with the help of the login ID and password already available with us for Google applications. We can sign up with the Microsoft password and ID. Again, in case of Apple, so we can use Apple ID also. So since I have already created an account here, so I would not like to go for creating a new account, and I'll simply just log in here. So I'll create the login icon, and now this is the same screen which appeared for creation of a new account. Here, because I'm already handling this account for quite a long time, so automatically it is given auto filled field. This is my user ID, and the password also is there. I'll log in with it. So now we have entered to the home page of Edmodo. Again, I have discussed that this is a small learning management system. With the help of this application, we can provide some online learning material to our students. We can provide some links of other resources available on the website, or we can upload any kind of text which we want our students to go through. And the same way, PowerPoint presentations, Word documents, then some YouTube videos also can be shared with the students through this application. So here we see the first screen, and first screen is with the profile of the user. Here, this is my complete profile here, and the classes created by me here would be visible, and there are some groups which can be created here. So groups is the group of teachers. If you want to create a group of teachers to discuss some particular issues or topics, so those groups can be created. So again, this LMS provides with some means hot topics discussion tags also. Here we can see these tags are available. If somebody is interested in going through the content and tracking that content, and he can go through these links. Some popular hashtags are there which are relevant to the world politics, or maybe some burning issues happening around the world. So these can be accessed with the help of these hashtags. In between, we see this is the area where like Facebook, we can create our posts, and we can share those posts with our students, with our fellow teachers, with the members of the group, or maybe the community which you have created on this system. So those posts can be shared with those members. Here we can see at the top, just where my cursor is there, this is the home page. If I click the home page, so this is home page itself. So because it starts with the profile of the user, and in order to share some content with our students, we first need to create a class. Class would be maybe any class, like some undergraduate class, or maybe PG class, or any type of class we can create here. So if I click this, so then we find that there are 3 sub menus here. So one is class management, other is what's due, and third is progress. So here, under this class management, we see the type of classes we had created earlier. So this time I'll be creating a new class for just this session. When I created the icon new class, so we find that there are 3-4 fields, variables available which need to be filled in for creation of the class. The first is the name your class. So suppose my class is anything BA, what I'll say, BA first year. This would be the class, and here I can give a little bit brief discussion, description, or some key points of the class for which I have created. This class has been created for the students of BA first year, third batch. So this would be my class, and we can select the level of the class. Here we know this is higher education. I'll select it, and we can select the subjects also. There are some subjects which are already available in this pull down, but we will create this class for all the subjects. So I have clicked all, and if we want to add some subjects, that can be added, but because this is class for all the subjects, so we will simply select all. This is the change of the what is the ribbon that it would appear on the top of the class, and in this case this is blue. So I'll keep it as it is, and I'll create a class. So now I have created a class. After creation of a class, the next requirement is admission of the students. We need to attach some students to the class so that we can transact any learning activity with them, or we can share our learning resources with them. So I'll start with adding the students. So I'll click that means icon here for adding the students in the class. Now here there are two options. One is that we can straight away invite the teachers to become our co-teachers, or the students to be admitted to the class. So this is invite. We can invite. Another thing is that if we have the names of the students in our Excel sheet, we can straight away copy from Excel sheet and paste here. So it will automatically create IDs of the students, and those students can take those IDs and create their IDs on the Edmodo platform for joining the class. So in this particular case, I would like to invite, and while I click the invite button, so I can see in this message box that there are three options. One is share class code. That means the code which is given here, I have highlighted this code. So this code can be shared. It can be copied and can be shared with the participants, would-be participants rather. We can do that, and then we can create some PDF. Out of PDF, it will give complete instructions along with the user ID and password of the students. That document can be shared with the students so that they can create their own IDs on Edmodo platform. So another thing is, from here itself we can straight away mention email ID of the participants, and we can send mail, and in that mail that link would be there. So that link would be clicked by those people, and they can straight away get admitted to the class. So let us see first here. We can say this is the share a document and view document instruction. So these would be the instructions. We will provide these instructions to the students, and they will use this code and create their own IDs and join the class. So this is how it will go. And against the first share class code, in the share class code we can share this code, and those students can enter the class with the help of this code. And now suppose I don't want to go for it. I would like to enter the students here itself, and I can create their IDs here, and I can share those IDs along with the passwords with the students. So if I go for it, so suppose I'll add one student here. This is one student, Ram Vinay. So I have put his name here, and now I would like to create a student account on this platform. I'll click create. Just a minute. happened? So I think there is some issue here. So at the moment is not creating. Let me share this with the student, and then we can go for it. This link also we can share. So okay, so I have copied this link, and I'll share this link with my students through email. And here, because I am working on the same, I'll just copy and paste here. So just a minute. First, I'll have to log out from my current, so that okay. Now, because this was the link, half of the information is available here, and now I'll enter to the platform as a student. I'll choose my location. This is the location. Here I'll create username. Take it. Okay, it is already there. That means, so it took little time. This username again is taken. Okay, this username is available. So I'll create username is available. Then and already taken. Okay. I think there is some temporary problem. That is why it was not admitting there also. I think there is some problem. It is giving temporary network error. So let me go to other options of this platform. We will create it later on. I'll again log in to my email ID, and we will see how we can share other resources and means create other assignments and assessment quizzes. So this is the class we had created, the first year class. I'll click it and I'll enter to the classroom. So this is our classroom. Here we can do 2-3 things. One is that we can create one folder, and that folder can be shared with the students. Whatever material we want to share with the students, that can be kept in this folder, and all the students would be able to access that folder. So this is the folder. Here we can create a new folder. Here we will click on the manage folder, and once we click the manage folder, so there are some other folders which were created earlier. Now I'll add one more folder for today's class. So I have created a new folder here. So whatever I want to share with my students, I'll be keeping all these things in that folder. So whatever link or whatever content or maybe videos or PowerPoint presentations I can share, or I can upload anything from my laptop also, my computer also. Any type of files can be uploaded. I can create subfolders within the folder if I want to have subject-wise folders in this mail folder. So those subfolders can be created. I can share any kind of link, and then I can create quizzes also here itself. And then there is one beautiful thing on this platform, that it provides access to Microsoft 365 also. So these applications, they belong to Microsoft Word, and then Excel and PowerPoint. So we can create some documents straight away here and share with the students. So we'll see how we can create this. So for the time being, I have created one folder, and here the same way we can share all the resources here and keep in this folder. So now I would like to go for creation of just a minute. This is the class, and I would like to go for creation of assignment and quizzes. So let us see first how we can create assignment. I'll click this icon, assignment. Then we can see, just a minute. I think there is some network issue because it is not going. It is not going. Am I audible? I think there is some network issue.
Sir, audible.
Okay, so I'm not able to create quiz. Okay, so let me create. Okay, now this would be the assignment. Assignment and quiz, they are two different things. Assignment is a some kind of activity which is a bigger activity than the quiz. We can give our students some activity for maybe 25 marks, maybe 50 marks. We can ask the students to create some project. So all these things putting together, there would be a bigger activity, and these type of activities would come under the heading assignment. So we can create one assignment here, and we'll put the title of the assignment, and then all the things will follow. So the title of assignment would be so now this is the title of the assignment. And if we want to give some instructions to the students, we can give here. So we can ask the students to use the waste material for creation of the project. So let me give these instructions here. So this is the instruction for the students how to prepare their projects. So along with this, if I want to give some extra material worth reading, they should go through it, or they should watch some movie, or some other activity need to be performed before they can undergo this project. So I can attach some of the resources from here. So this is the attached file. So I can attach a file from my computer. Then I can give some link. Maybe I can give a link from video. I can embed it also. Suppose I'll just go through it. And this is from library. So library is whatever resources we want to share with our students, or maybe sometimes we find quite useful content on the internet. So that can be kept in our library. So library will have all the resources which maybe either are useful, we consider useful for our students, or maybe for our consumption also. So we can link all those resources, any of the resources, with our students, and we can share along with this assignment. So we can do that. So now we can assign this to the students of this BA first year. Here, because I was not able to admit the students currently, and I had already admitted some of the students. So the names of these students are already available here. So I can assign this assignment to any of the students, or maybe all the students in this class. So it gives us provision to assign that particular activity to a one student, to a small group of students, or complete class. So for the time being, I'll select some more maybe students which I had already added to my class. So these are the students which will be taking this assignment. Okay, so now once we have assigned the students to this activity, next is the date. We have to specify the date. What could be the date of start of this assignment, and what could be the last date to fill in. So now here we will be giving due date. If we want that this assignment should be activated immediately, so we can do this. Or if you want that this assignment is supposed to be activated on Monday, not today, so then we can schedule it. So for scheduling, we can see here, we can schedule it for later. And I'll click this tab, and now we find that there is another small window which is opened before us, and it gives us the provision for deliver at specific date and time. Means at this particular date and time, this assignment will be activated. Suppose we choose today's date, and we can choose time also. So this would be the starting time. That was the closing time, due time. Now this is on time, this is off time. So suppose if we want to activate it right now, so we simply would put a due date and not enter any scheduling for this. So let me click here, and now it has given the due date for this assignment. Today's date is the due date, and the closing time is 11:59 hours in the night today. So if you want to lock it, so we can lock this assignment. Once this time is over, the students will not be able to submit any further responses to this assignment. And whether we would like to grade the students on the basis of this assignments, we can choose from here. It says this checkbox is already there, and it says add to grade book. So if we check this box, these marks of this assignment would be added to the grade book. Let us keep it like this, and now we will assign. So now we have assigned this. Now once this is assigned, so we can see here new post has been created, and this post says that the teacher has posted one assignment. So here it is the assignment, and what is the assignment? It gives details also. So now it has already reached the students, those whosoever had been admitted to the class, and to whom this assignment was means shared with. So they have already got this assignment. Once they attempt, any of the student attempts this assignment, one message would be available here. We can see here that this is bell icon. If I click the bell icon, all the available messages or available alerts would be visible here, and we can see these students, like whosoever is admitted here. So we can see whatever message has come from the students, it is visible here. So this way all the notifications will be coming in this area, and with the help of this we will come to know that a particular student has submitted the assignment. So this was as far as the creation of assignment here is there. Then another important feature here is the creation of quiz. Quiz also same way, we can create a quiz and we can upload the already existing quiz from our library. So we can do that also. So for the time being, I would like to go for creation of a new quiz. So I'll be creating a new quiz here. I think there is little bit issue here. I think again some issue has come. So let me load the existing quizzes. These are the quizzes which were created by me earlier, and I'd like to now upload one of the quizzes which is already available in my library. So I'm taking this quiz. Maybe I'll take this quiz which has 6 questions, and I'll create it here. So now it has opened. It is already available in my library. I can modify it here. I can add some more questions to it. If I want to add some more questions to it, if new question is there, then I'll be clicking on this icon, add new question. On the other hand, if I want to add some questions which were created by me earlier for some other assignment or quiz, I can go to my library and I can choose any of the items, any of the questions from the library. So let me take some of the questions from the library. For this purpose, I'll be clicking add from question bank. So when I click here, so these are the questions already created, and I simply need to choose them, any of the questions. Like if I choose any of the questions, let me, so this is the question I have added. So here, this is the last question. Now earlier 6 questions were available in this quiz. Now 7th question has already come. So suppose our question quiz is complete now. If you want to create another question, then we will be clicking this, and here we will have the option to create the objective type questions, and these formats are true and false, multiple choice, then short answer, then fill in the blanks, then matching also can be there, then multiple answers. So for the time being, let us go for what we will say short answer question. So the beauty of this system is that we can assign short answer questions to the quizzes and manually evaluate, manually assess those questions, and those can be graded and kept in the grade sheet of the student. So this facility is available here. So because at times we find that all the quizzes may not be sufficient for assessing the performance of the students, and we would like to give some short type answer or maybe essay type of questions also. So this provision is available here, and we can assign some essay type or short answer questions to the students with the help of this application here also. So here this would be I'll change this, let me keep it here. This would be multiple choice, and this was the new question which I wanted to add here. When I add the question, I have to select the type, choose the type of the question. Then I'll select the question. So this is the question, and there could be a number of responses. The student is supposed to choose any of the right response from the pull down menu, and these are the responses I can create. I can give multiple choice, and out of those the student would be choosing any one. So here I'll say so these are the 4 options for this question. If I want to add some more options, I can do that by pressing this add response. And now here we can allot some grading also, how many points should be given for this particular question if a student gives a right answer. So let me say this is 2 points. I have already marked it for 2 points. Now another thing I have to do is I have to mark here itself the right answer. So in this case, the right answer, I think I have not put the right answer because I'm asking for President of India, and I have put all other names here. So now I have put the right answer also here, and I'll click it. This is the right answer, and with the help of this right answer, the system automatically will be able to assess the question or the answer provided by the student. So it will have 2 marks. Here we can see we can duplicate this question if you want to copy this question and modify a little bit for the next question. So we can do that. Or if you want to delete this question, that also is available here. So this is the next question. The same way we can add all other questions also, like the different formats which have been given here. We discussed here. This is true, false. So 2 options would be there. One would be true, the other would be false. Then multiple choice means many of the choices would be there, and any one of the choice would be the correct answer. Then short answer means a brief answer would be given by the student, and this will not be evaluated by the system automatically, rather it has to be evaluated manually. And then filling the blanks kind of questions can be given. Then matching can be given, 4 or 5 items on the left hand side in one column, and the similar number of responses in the second column, and the students need to match those both the columns with the question and answer. Then multiple answers, maybe more than one options need to be given by the students, so multiple options can be uh, selected for this type of questions. So now here I think this questionnaire is means this quiz is complete for us, and we have total 8 questions in all, and we can preview it. We can see this, how would it look like this. So now here when I wanted to prove it, it says this quiz has error that need to be corrected before it can be previewed. Now where is the error? The following items have error, where the question number 7 has an error. So let me see where is the question number 7 and what type of error is there. Okay, so now here we can say this is multiple choice question, and the question is there, what is the name of capital of Uttar Pradesh? So here all answers are blank. So now it has identified the error, and it has told us that look, there is some problem with the question, so that we can remove the problem. So let me remove the problem. I'll mention 4 or 5 options for this question. So now this question is complete, and grading also has been given. So let me now try to preview it. I'll click the preview button. Okay, now this is okay. So I can exit the preview now, and I'll go for assignment of this quiz. Let me assign it. I'll click the assign button, and then again by default, because this quiz has been created while uh, being in the class BA first year, I can assign it to particular students or subgroups which I had created earlier. So I can choose any of the students here. So let me choose which one. Let me say this again, this again, I'll say Mohan 1. So now I have selected the people for whom this quiz will be given, and then due date. What should be the due date? I'll keep it today's night would be the due date. And because this is a quiz, so there is already a time tag attached to it. How much time would I like to give to the students for attempting this quiz? So standard, it has given 60 minutes, but I can increase or decrease this time. Now another options here is randomized questions. As Professor Ivan was telling that some students were coping, and there was a little bit problem with if these questions are randomized, probably the students will be able to do it independently in their own way. So this option is already available here. We can randomize the questions, and then we have the option that whether this quiz is for just practice purpose or we want to grade it. So if you want to grade it, we will check this box. It will add its grade to the grade book. Then show score upon completion. When the student attempts the quiz, he or she will be able to see the score then and there itself. And then the last option is show correct answer upon completion. If some answer is wrong, the system will be able to show the correct answer also to the student upon completion of this quiz. So let us assign it. So it has assigned, and now it has given some alert also. So it has given the alert what is the due date and how many people are there to whom this quiz has been assigned. So I'll click OK. So now once the students fill in these means quizzes, attempt these quizzes or complete that assignment, there would be a message here, and we will go to the class, and from that class we will see the what is due icon, and there we will be able to see how many students have given these attempted these assignments. Now these were the some of the items which I had created earlier. Today I think there is some problem with the network, so I'm not able to assign the students as a new fresh students. So these are the options here. I can say this was the assignment given to some of the students by me, and one of the student had attempted it. So if I go to it, so I'll be able to see the response given by the students. Now important thing here is that the responses received here are divided, are classified in three parts. One is review, other is reviewed, other is scheduled. If some scheduling has been done, then we will be able to see that this assignment schedule will start on that particular day. So we will be able to see this. And if some students have attempted and submitted the quiz or assignments, that will be reflected here. And if we have seen it or we have evaluated, that will come here. So let us see first. So I'll go for this first wala. Some student has already submitted one response. So I'll click here. Let me see. So in this class, this class was already created by me there, and I can go to this. So in this class, I can see, just a minute. No, there is no response here. There is no response submitted. Okay. Not turned. No, there is no response submitted. Yeah, there was one student who had submitted and he has already been graded. So this way we can grade the quiz or assignment of the student. And finally, when we go to this progress, so we will be able to see how many students have attempted here. Because in this class, that student who had attempted the quiz, it was not part of this class. That's why it has not come here. So here, all the grades would be visible. And in this, one option is available there, that if we have not created some quiz here, and we have created that quiz offline, and we have given the students for attempting it, and we have got offline marks, so those offline marks also can be included here. For this, we will create one more grade, and it will be so I have created one more assignment, that is final quiz, and I'll allot 50 marks to this. So now it has come here, final quiz, and if any student attempts here, so I'll be clicking here and see how many marks have been allotted by the student. Wherever any short answer question is there, that has to be graded manually. And
Dr.
once,
Ranjan, RANJANR.
yes, I think some mic is on. Yeah.
It's fine.
Okay. So like here it will come, and once we see the all the quizzes and all the assignments here, so we can export its result. So once we click export, that result would be available in Excel format like this. All the students names will come here, and all the grading means first, second, third quizzes, or maybe whatever assignments are there, those grades will be available here, and it will give a total also. So similarly, we can create badges also for the students. For the meritorious students, we can award some online badges. For that, we will click the badges, and here we will add particular badges for that session or for the assignments. So these are the default type of badges provided along with this platform. So I can just create one badge for this particular group. This is here. Whosoever students I feel, I'll click the icon of that student and allot this. So it will be available like this. I can allot these badges to the students. If for the second term, I can go for another badge, and similarly, I can allot these badges to those students also. So this is how we can create the assignments and quizzes with the help of this platform. And another important feature here is that it provides us an open space where it gives us the resources available elsewhere on the internet. We can go through these resources, we can add the resources to our library, and we can use it. Here, this is the calendar. This calendar gives a very good feature. Wherever we assign any assignment or any quiz to the students, automatically it will come on the calendar. Otherwise, also, if we are giving some particular activity offline, so we can mark those activities on the calendar itself, and it will be visible to all the students of the class. So they can see the calendar and they can plan their activities accordingly. So for the class, there are some very good options. One is here again. From here also we can invite the students, and there I had already added from member. We can add from here, invite people. We will means this clicking will again go to the same place. So if I can try. I think there is some, oh, okay, now it has come. So this is the new student I have been able to create now. I would like to change the password for the student so that he can go to the platform and log in here. So I would like to change the student, means password of the student. Here I can say so I have changed password for the student Mohammed Yasir. So let me go back to the system and log in the system with the this email ID. So this is the, or I can go for a link also, copy the link. Now for going to the ID of the student, I need to log out. Otherwise, time and again, it will be going to my login ID. So let me just close mine and then I'll go to login, because now I have already created a login for the student. So I need not go for sign up. I'll go for sign in. So here username should be there. And in username, let me try if I can. No, I think it is again telling. This is a class. Then I'll add people. I'll go there. And then, okay, let me just go back. Night people, course, copy class. No, it will not be here. Let me again try inviting people. Then share a PDF, view instructions. So I'll go with this, share class code, don't share, done. Okay. Then I'll go to log out, again login. I think there's some, still there is some issue probably. No, I think some problem is there. Let me try to log in through my mobile. Classes, then folders, members. Okay, I'll log out first. Create an account, student, then region. this class code would be, let me see. Okay, this class code is P9, then again PK, J, and Q. I think again some problem is there with the system. No, anyway, I wanted to show it from the students and also, but somehow there is some technical problem with the system and I'm not able to log in as the student. So for all, this is for all. Maybe tomorrow I'll try to create login for the student, and then we will see how it works on the part of the student. And
some of our participant, if they have created their ID as a student, perhaps if they can share their screen, that can also be shown to others.
yes, if somebody has created the ID as a student, so that can be shown. And once these students are entered here in the class, they are invited to the class, and the class may be 50, 60 students. We can divide these students into small groups. So we will click here and we will create group of students. I'm trying to create group of the student. So this is the student, means one group I have created, because there are no students at the moment, therefore students are not visible here. So once the students are in the class, we can divide them into number of groups. And the beauty of creation of this groups is there that quizzes can be assigned to particular number of people, particular group, or maybe more than one group also at a time. So this is how, because there are no students admitted here, therefore we are not like this here, add member into small groups. So if I want to add this student in the group, so this is here, Muhammad Yasir. And let me see if I can. Okay, let me see. MOHDYMISR. 812078. I think there is some technical problem. That's why it is not taking. So anyway, now we can divide our students into subgroups also. So this is how we will be able to manage the class. And there are some other options here available. One is the complete profile. This is the profile, and we can change some of the options. We can put our details here on the system. We can check for means resources, and we can add the resources to it. We can see all the posts in one go. Whatever is available in our class, all the posts will be appearing on this. We can see the progress of different students here. That also can happen. This can come through the profile itself. Then we can invite teachers in two ways. One is for creation of groups. We can create a community of teachers within our college or within our university. And then we can invite teachers to become co-teachers to teach our class. That also is there. Then we can create connections. We can create connections with the teachers on one-to-one basis, like Facebook. A request will be sent, and we can accept the request, and we can be connected to that teacher. Like here, these are the already created connections. So this can happen here. Then we have a library. Whatever we want to keep in our library, or our assignments, past assignments or current assignments, then our quizzes, they would be housed in that library. We can make reuse of these resources also, or we can create new resources for our new class. So the class can be duplicated again, the number of students can be added again. All these things can happen here. And we can create new folders, new files, and all other documents with the help of MS Office. Like if I want to create some content page with the help of Word, so I'll go to this online version of the Word, and I can start working here. So I can create this document. Similarly, if I want to prepare some presentation, that can be done here. So this will help me in creating a presentation. It would work the similar way our offline Microsoft Office works. So this type of presentations can be kept in the library and share with the students whenever we want. So this is how we can create the resources. Going back to the main this icon, so we can create groups, we can create multiple pages, we can use the Microsoft Office which is available online. We can change the settings also. In these settings, the personal information is available. We can change the personal information, whatever we want to make visible to the people, to the community, that can be added here. Then we can choose how we would like to see the notifications, whether whenever any assignment is submitted, we should have one notification on that notification, that too, whether through email or maybe mobile, or how on the telephone or mobile also that can come, or maybe simple alert should come, that also can happen. There are these number of options are available. Then your student submits an assignment, so you want to get an alert. Then your student submits a quiz, that you can get an alert. There are so many options. You can put them on or off the way you want. Then here we can change the password of our account. Then privacy, we can choose how we would like to present our information to whom, whether all the teachers can see, whether all the community can see, whether the teachers within our university or college, they can see our information. This like we can house third party applications also. If the people or the school or the college, they are using some third party licensed applications, that can be integrated with the this Edmodo. And we can link other accounts also. Maybe we are having some Facebook account, we are having some YouTube account, or some other academic community portal account, so we can link our account with the this Edmodo account. So these are the things which are available here. And maybe tomorrow I would like to create students login ID, and we will see how it is visible on the student's end, and what happens once the student submits or attempts the quiz or assignment. Then how do we assign grading to them? How do we evaluate those quizzes or assignments, and how it will go to the grading sheet, and from where we can download the our grade marks on term basis, maybe assignment basis. So these things can happen. So now I think I'll stop here, and I would like to I'll be happy to answer any of the queries of the participants. Thank you.
Sir, may I ask the question?
Yeah, please.
Sir, is there any limit to regarding the number of students, that how many number of students we can add up?
Yes, there's the same question was in my mind also. I tried to find whether there is any limit, but I did not find any limit. So that means we can use it for our students without limit.
Sir, as you said that when you upload in the folder the file, the PDF, I was also trying, but all of a sudden it stopped. I think from the back end only technical error is there. But at
Yes.
the time of uploading the PDF, it indicates certain limit is there. Sir, is it so?
Yeah, limit would be definitely there, because bigger documents create difficulty in getting downloaded at the student end also. So we should try to upload small chunks of files if possible,
Okay.
because
So,
internet connectivity is not good everywhere. So maybe at the
yes, sir.
student, and student is using mobile or maybe laptop, or maybe connectivity is not that good. So it is always good that wherever we want to create soft resources, means online resources, this should be in small chunks, and the size of the file should be minimum as far as possible.
Otherwise, thank you, sir. It's really a very nice resource and very easy to understand and to learn. Thank
Yes,
you, sir.
thank you. I'm
Thank
sorry
you,
I
sir.
could not show the
No,
way
not
it is
at all,
working
sir.
on the
Again,
student
it's
end,
a technical
because
error.
today there is some technical glitches there, but I'm not able
Yes,
to
sir.
understand what is the glitch. Otherwise, it works very fine.
I keep on working along with you. So, but when the moment it stops, because it is because of the technical error. But
Yes,
thank you, sir, for a very nice and enriching session.
thank you.
In fact, Renuji, what you can do that, and it is always a good practice, not only for Edmodo, but any other LMS also. Like when we use Google Classroom or Moodle, or any, for that matter, Schoology or what. If we have bigger files, it is better to keep them in your cloud folder. That can be Google Drive, that can be SkyDrive, that can be Dropbox, or anywhere. There are various benefits of that. The first benefit is that you have the master file at one location, and you can always, if you want to update it, you just update that master file from that location, and when you have shared it to any other place, it will automatically be updated there. So, and there is no need for you to upload it and then the students, because if it is residing in your Google Drive, so that will save the space as well as the bandwidth in uploading to particular folder on a particular LMS. And I know that there are various teachers who use 2-3 LMS for different purposes. Means in our university also, teachers, they have their account on Moodle, they have their account on this Google Classroom, and some also use this Edmodo because of its ease of operation. So in that case, there is no need to individually keep the files at all these locations. Have them at one, and then it is easy for the teacher also to locate it and update it or change it that way. So,
Yes, and when we
Thank you, sir.
scan the documents, no, then only becomes this size of the file becomes very huge. Otherwise, if you create a PDF file from Word or for PowerPoint for that matter, or maybe Excel sheet, so that size is very small. It is not very big. Problem comes when this PDF is created out of image files. So there it becomes a problem, and its size becomes very huge.
Right, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
So Professor Raghu, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very
Yes, sir.
good. How did
Yes,
it
sir.
go? So you got injected?
No, still waiting.
Oh,
Yes, sir. So thank you very much, Dr. Pulshit.
yes.
Thank you.
The suggestion by Nelson is very good. That
Yeah.
you can upload it to OneDrive and give links to the students. Means, but OneDrive is of the Microsoft. Similarly, like you can create your free drive on Google by creating a Google account, or even Dropbox also. Dropbox is also very powerful.
Yes.
If someone of you do not know about Dropbox, means Dr. Police has his Dropbox account, I think more than 15 years now.
Yes.
And you will get 2.5 GB immediately, the free account. And if you give some referrals, that they will add 500 MB to it. So you can
Yes.
keep on increasing the capability of that. And it is highly secure. Means the
Yes.
hacking and other things, they are difficult. So thank you, Nelson, for giving this suggestion.
And I think
And,
lot many options are available with the system. Not only the offline content can be uploaded on Edmodo platform, rather resources available in other portals also, those can be shared through the link, as Dr. Sharma mentioned. Like YouTube videos can be embedded, or simply through a link, these can be shared with the students.
So over to you, Professor Raghu now. And
Oh,
friends,
yes, sir.
thank you so much for your
And
goodwill and
as far
positive
as my
feedback.
knowledge is concerned, IGNOU is the Asia's the largest open university.
We claim to be the world's largest university.
World's
Yes.
largest. Oh,
World's largest. Actually,
So-
this is, you can say that the world's second largest in a way,
yeah,
that the
yeah.
CCR TVU. I don't know if you can expand the full form of CCR TVU. This is the China Central Radio and Television University.
Okay.
That is considered to be the university with the highest number, and you cannot beat Chinese in the numbers. Otherwise, if you ignore that, then IGNOU is the world's biggest distance education university. Certainly.
And present Vice Chancellor is from Andhra, Telangana state, it seems.
Yes.
The IGNOU Vice Chancellor.
Right.
Is it correct, sir? He's from Andhra.
True.
Yeah.
Yes.
And thank you, Dr. Police, for your wonderful.
Since Professor Raghu has raised this point, let me, because Dr. Police will not tell it, but he has played a very big role into this NAC accreditation because of his knowledge and expertise of the policies, processes, etc., and how the things, for NAC visit. He was very busy during those days. Even we couldn't find time to talk to each other, because every time I try to call him, okay, he's in this meeting, he's in that meeting, uploading the documents, helping that. But you can understand, those who have been involved with NAC processes, everybody may be knowing that it's a very tedious process. You have to be very careful that all the right information should go into the system. Otherwise, it will affect your ranking. So that way. So he has been one of the members of that. And congratulations for getting such a, means it is the best grading possible for an institution.
Right. This is A++.
Yes.
Oh, great.
And
great.
This is historical because IGNOU is the first university in ODL system which has been graded. This is the only university at this point of time which has been graded by NAC as far as ODL institutions are concerned.
Yes, sir.
And that too, it got the highest grading.
I came to know from Dr. Swaroop from Nagpur region. He's my senior.
Right.
This is chemistry gang.
Yeah, Dr. Swaroop has worked with Professor Sharma also. I think they had a very long association.
Yes, sir. Yeah. It is really wonderful, but because of the present circumstances in our campus, only I could able to partially listening to your lecture completely. I could not follow because several people will be coming and going from my room. This is my official room. where I am sitting, and this is almost like a traffic center. Left side, the principal room, and all the academic activities will be going on. And the opposite to my room, the bus is staying for corona tests. About few hundred employees are there. And anyhow, because that slowly you are giving that information, slowly I think all the participants are can able to learn something from this particular discussion. And also, again, I am repeatedly requesting you to just practice them, and it will be of great use for you and your students also. And I think tomorrow also Dr. Pulshit session is scheduled. We will definitely enrich our knowledge in this particular domain. And I request once again take a 15 or 20 minutes for today's presentation for tomorrow inaugural session, sir, because I will be joining completely tomorrow. That is my request. That is my request.
So friends, okay, then Professor Raghu, you can declare the closure of today's session.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And thank you all the participants once again. The 17th day has been successfully completed with all the required inputs, whatnot. A complete teaching environment, online teaching environment has been successfully created by the direction of our Honorable Professor R.C. Sharma Garu, with the action of all the resource persons, and with all the action of participation of all the distinguished participants. We have successfully completed, and tomorrow is the 18th day. And again, Dr. Pulshit will be joining us to enlighten on some other topic, which is of very useful for all our teaching, learning, tools and technical matters are concerned. Thank you once again, Professor Sharma ji, and please keep good health because you are the server to all the systems. If server is not well,
means, like a data center who
yes,
needs
sir.
all the other terminals, nodes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And so nice of you, Pulshit. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Professor.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Professor Sharma ji.
Senthil ji is asking for feedback link. I think Chaitanya can repost it before the closes.
Yes. Dr. Parveen has not joined today, it seems.
No, he is. I spoke to him. He is not at home. He has gone for some urgent work outside the city, so that's why he could not join.
Okay.
Yeah.
And simultaneously, I am speaking with the director ODL AICT, and we wanted to start some engineering programs. And very meanwhile, good. He called me, and now I have to connect with the registrar and other directors.
Yeah, that's good news. Congratulations for that.
Great.
Thank
you. If you need any help, Dr. Pulshit will be glad to provide his advice and expertise.
Right.
Why I am mentioning about the Vice Chancellor, when I was in Ambedkar University as a registrar, I have tried to contact him because we wanted to have a complete session for non-teaching staff.
Okay.
Before budget.
Okay, Professor, just 1 minute. Ritesh ji, Senthil ji and Ritesh ji, they are requesting for feedback link. Friends, the feedback link was posted little earlier. Can somebody repost the link, taking it from the chat box? And because sometimes if you join, yeah, Saurabh ji, thank you so much. You have posted the link. So I hope that before close, just click on it quickly, because if the session is closed by Chaitanya ji, then this chat box will be closed. So now you can, use this link. And thank you, Dr. Saurabh. Thank you, Ranjani ji. Okay, Dr. Pulshit, thank you so much. And
thank you, Professor Sharma. Thank you, Professor Raghu. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Thank you. Namaskaram.
Bye, sir.